story song is an adaptation of Five Little Monkeys that I've made to teach the violin strings. And instead of using the 5 monkeys, I use the 4 violin string puppets. So I'll show you. The first one is Baby E with the smallest of the beds. So he's got like the cot. And as you see on the violin, Baby E is the smallest string. So that's why that one, he's got the smallest bed. Then the next one, Auntie A, has a slightly bigger bed. So that is her. And then we've got Daddy D, who's the next one, who sleeps next to Auntie A, so that is Daddy D next one. And then the last one is Grandad G, who sleeps next to Daddy D. So he has got the biggest bed because he is the fattest of the strings also, so he needs a bit bigger bed than the others do, and he deserves it. Also for his long life that he's been living. So we've got Grandad G, I line them all up. And before I start the song, I don't actually have them sitting in their beds. We decide with the children who should get which bed, and we sort of talk about the sizes of the beds and who likes sleeping next to who, and how Auntie A loves the baby, so she likes being next to the baby. So it's making a bit of a story also of those 4 strings. So we've got Baby E, Auntie A. I'll move them slightly just so that make sure they're in shot. Okay, so you've got, because it's quite hard to manipulate the puppets, making them jump, you want them all jumping at the same time. I usually choose each child to make their puppet jump. So it depends how many children you've got, but say if you've got 6 children, that's perfect, because then one can be making Grandad G jump, and then another one can do Daddy D, and so on. And then I've got 2 other jobs left for people to do. One is I need someone to be the mummy or the daddy, phoning the doctor. And then I need someone else to be the doctor with the doctor's bag. And he's the one that has to respond, or she's the one that has to respond. No more puppets jumping on the bed at the end. And we can use a bit of like dynamics also to use the terminology to sort of instill that, start sort of reinforcing that vocabulary. Okay, so I'm going to show you how the song would go. So if you imagine each child making them jump, I'm going to try and put them a bit closer so I can actually do it myself. So you can see, so I can hold them like this, they're holding the puppets, and it goes like this. 4 little puppets jumping on the bed, one fell out and bumped their head. And then what I do is I get my violin and I pick on one of my strings, and they've got to try and guess who it was that fell out. So for example, I will do this one, and they hopefully will guess it was Grandad G. So whoever had Grandad G has to make his Grandad G fall out of bed, bonk, and it goes donk, like this one. And then we say, Mummy, call the doctor, and the doctor says, the person with a phone does a bit of button pressing, and then the doctor person responds, no more puppets jumping on the bed. So for this one, sometimes if they say it very quietly, I might say to them, can you say it in your fortissimo voice? And then they try and shout it out loud, like as strongly as they can. Okay, so that's that one. Then we're left with 3 puppets. So Grandad G is already out of bed, so we've only got these ones. 3 little puppets jumping on the bed, one fell out and bumped their head. And again, I would pick this one this time, and then they would guess it was Baby E. So Baby E fell, there it goes, ding, and then Mummy called the doctor, and the doctor said, and then the doctor said, no more puppets jumping on the bed. So now you've only got Daddy D and Auntie A left. 2 little puppets jumping on the bed, one fell out and bumped their head. Let's see who is next. It's going to be this one, and that is Daddy D. Mummy called the doctor, and the doctor said, oh, Daddy called the doctor, and the doctor said, and the doctor says, you could say in a pianissimo voice this time, no more puppets jumping on the bed. So you can sort of play around with the different dynamics words also. And then you've got one left. So this one might be the best one to do pianissimo. 1 little puppet jumping on the bed, one fell out and bumped their head. Mummy called the doctor, or Daddy called the doctor, and the doctor said, push a few of the buttons there, and the doctor says, in a fortissimo voice, No more puppets jumping on the bed. And that's it. So that's a good one to use, basically to teach about the order of the strings, because they can easily visualize. It's like memory, visual memory kind of thing, because they can see the puppets in the order. So remember who lives next to each one on the violin, and also the difference in sizes, how the bed is getting bigger and bigger like they do on the violin. And also as a good oral skill exercise, because they're sort of having to listen to the different violin strings and recognise how each one of them sounds, and the colour of each of those strings, so that they can recognise them.